start that one right off the bat.
Or
So
really none of their
it's
business.
not their business, not
Really
for
for you,
you.
yeah. You know what?
Because you for it.
You know, it's funny. I'm going to lead off with a story specifically where I was at a meeting this week, and there was some contention over a particular job about whether or not this was monetize worthy or not. And so my question here was when somebody, since the whole thing is whether or not something has, it's basically like the YouTube rules. Like, did you do something transformative, right? You've heard all about this. You've seen those,
Yeah,
right?
I kind of stopped watching those once I realized that you're never going to make any money off YouTube anymore.
Mm.
So,
All right, fair enough. But you're aware of the concept of
uh-huh.
you cannot just play someone else's shit with your face in the corner saying nothing because that adds nothing to the video,
No,
right?
you got to do something. Yeah.
All right. So my question was because there was this job where there's this little Indian boy who does like little things. He like whistles or he like sings or some other stuff.
So this is AI generated or?
No,
Oh,
this
okay.
kid exists, and it's interspersed with clips of people reacting from their version of Indian Idol, right?
I wouldn't know anything about any of this.
I wouldn't
So,
know it either.
yeah.
I had to look all this shit up, right? So there's a million videos just like this on the internet, but these were not, these had been created by that person, right?
By the little boy?
No, by the person that posted. They didn't own this shit. This was
Oh,
absolutely not their material, right?
okay.
But so the question I had here was okay, but if you take other people's material, right,
Huh?
rearrange it in a way so that it seems like a slightly different narrative than what you had there, does that count? They're like, I don't get it. And so I just stopped. I presumed they knew what I was talking about, like they were close. I said, it's Taco Bell. She's like, what? I don't understand. I said, no, okay. So you go to Taco Bell, I have five ingredients.
Right, yeah.
If I stack them differently, is it a burrito now? If I stack, they're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was, because for a minute there, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys have grown up with me my entire life. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh yeah, that's right. No, you
no.
don't have the
Oh, yeah,
context for
they do
this.
have a thing called a flat taco. Go ahead.
Exactly, yeah. So that was the thing. So all right, let me dumb it down for a little bit. So if I take a clip from Top Gun, just a clip, don't edit it, don't change it, just a little clip from Top Gun, put it next to Days of Thunder to make it look like Tom Cruise is the same character in both movies, right? Is it original because I have inserted some kind of new narrative by putting together other people's works?
I wouldn't say it's original, but it's definitely derivative. So,
But it's not a question of derivative. It's a question of when it comes to monetization, is this an actual? Did you alter the media in a meaningful way to make it
there's no
monetization?
voiceover or anything,
Just the clips.
no commentary.
Exactly. It's that in the same way
Probably not then.
they ruled OM
What does OM mean?
original.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually they're like I nobody's ever said it like this. Okay, we'll go ahead and it's like don't do anything with this yet. We'll
Oh,
go ahead and
okay.
run it up with the boss. Same thing. They had a. They're like, I can't believe you did this. So I just have two computers. This is easy. Because there was this video that what they did was they added some fucking moon speak at the top and the bottom of this video that was clearly an original. They're like, well, because we don't understand what's in the video, we can't say that it's original or unoriginal. It's like, oh well, I just hit the little microphone on Google Translate. Just left it on auto detect, and all it was doing was narrating what was going on. It's like, what did you use? It's like there's a microphone button
There's a
on Google
microphone button
Translate.
on, yeah.
It's like I have two computers here, so it's a pain in the ass with one because if you move from one and then play the auto, it stops.
I just do it with my phone. So
there you, there you go.
just hold it up to the speaker, man.
You know what I'm talking about? They were looking at me. I was like, what time and space do you come from, wizard?
Traveler from far away.
They're like, could you share that page in the chat? I'm like, Google Translate?
It's in the drop-down menu. You know those 4 little boxes or the 9 little boxes that nobody ever clicks on?
I was like, you don't get it. I'm the old guy working.
That's funny.
And,
Although I have to, like, I do speak to that a little bit, man. I mean, I mean, a ton of my students are surprisingly computer illiterate.
ain't that fucking strange?
No, not really, man.
Really?
No, because they've always had push, plug, and play kind of stuff, you know? I mean, you push the button, it comes on. So, and then, it connects to the internet. And I mean, 99% of the utility for them is basically just above screen. It's above board, you know? They never had to dive into like a directory or
Mm,
never had to like figure out how to get a game to run, or like
uh,
never had to fight with like fucking file extensions and stuff like that. And that's all good. That's good that they don't have to do that,
sure, sure.
So because I mean, for a long time there was kind of this stupid thing with computers where I mean, you could like tinker, but then when you started getting serious with the tape on the glasses and shit, you were a different kind of kid then, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you did, to be fair. All right. So, in the same way that, mm, I'll say it this way. In the past 15 years, sort of unceremoniously and without a whole lot of real complaining, manual transmissions are like
They're
gone.
gone.
Like gone.
So I was looking. My daughter wants to do a manual transmission for driver's ed.
Oh, okay.
It costs a shitload more.
Oh,
So
they have to have a car
they
for
have
that.
to have a car.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
don't bring your own?
Well, no.
All right.
I mean, I'm sure there's some programs that you can, but you see the guys in the master drive cars all the time out there. Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, you don't bring your own car.
I did them in my own car.
I did not.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, when I did mine through the State Farm, I drove around the State Farm car.
Oh.
And the reason was because it had dual pedals. It had a brake pedal in the passenger side.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. That in hindsight, yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't have done it that way. But then again, it wasn't a big deal. But
No.
yeah, they don't. They're just not going to have one.
Well,
Like
they
to.
do, but they only have so many of them.
Yeah.
And so you have to book it, and it costs a shitload more money. But yeah, I mean, manual transmissions, just like I don't even think most new lines of cars you can even get them in manual.
Even things that you would expect to be manual, even like
Hmm.
sports cars and stuff.
So my sister-in-law did get a Mustang recently.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
you can still get in
You
manual.
can still get a
Yeah.
manual. Again, it's not. It is harder to find. Like you would expect, you would go on the lot and says, "Of course it's manual."
I think they had to order it.
Yeah.
From another
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like the weird thing was when Will had a Camaro. It's like it was a manual transmission, and people were like, "Really? Like that's odd." It's like,
In a Camaro?
yeah,
Why was that odd?
because at the time that he had it, you would have expected a manual transmission in that car
So he had a manual or an automatic?
or an automatic. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
okay. No,
Sorry.
that is weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is a little weird.
Sorry about that. Yeah, because at the time that was the expectation.
Yeah, it was manual.
Yeah, yeah.
Any of those sports cars in the '90s, they were supposed to be manual.
And that's the thing is like when I started.
Mike's Neon was manual. My wife's Saturn was manual.
I'm telling you. I mean, every other car was like that, man. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah. So if you go back a little bit, like compared to where I was with, I would do that with computers. But as far as like actual tinkering, like my dad, who had put together an engine and taken it apart,
Hmm.
I never went that far. Not even close.
No, me neither. My brother did that. So
Well, he was into it, wasn't he? I mean,
that was
like,
his thing, man. I mean, he liked to tear things down and fix it. And like he tore down at least 2 cars. So
I thought he loved specifically doing that with cars, right?
he's only done it twice. It's a lot of work. So
Oh, no disagreement, but yeah,
yeah. No, and once he did it to fix it, the second one, and then it took
Mm.
months for him to get the part. So it was literally all over my dad's garage, laid out
Oh
on the
Lord.
floor. Yeah,
Was that the Mazda?
I don't remember. It was. It might have been his RX-7
That would have been a
with the
Mazda, yeah.
washing machine engine in
I
it
was
with
gonna
the
say, is that
rotary.
the one with the rotor?
I think that was the one
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
rotary.
As soon as you said hard to get the part, I'm like, I know your brother's cars. Most of them,
He's
it's
had a ton of
okay.
them, man. He's had a ton of them, so they're rare,
Yeah.
or at least they're not. You got to go a little off the beaten path to
Well,
get one.
it's not. It's not Camry class.
I
It's
don't
not.
think. Yeah, I don't think he's ever owned anything like that. For me, that's like my favorite car.
You know why?
I had the Corolla. That was even better.
Yep, I own two of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess for me it's very simple. It's like, all right, so if they make a ton of them, they're probably going to be less expensive, and if they make a ton of them, parts will be less expensive.
Yeah, that was kind of true.
Well, you had a very unique brake.
Well, I don't know really what the break was in that thing.
Well, it was
So,
electrical, wasn't it?
no, it had something to do with vacuum sealing. And so I did take it to a guy, and we got it fixed a couple times because it would just die on you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, still has electrical, and things like that. The engine would just stop.
But it wasn't the engine.
It wasn't the engine.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was some of the vacuum seals. And one of the mechanics that I took to, he was like, I suspect that this car has been in a flood. So, yeah, because I did buy it used.
Oh, you
So,
did?
yeah,
Oh, I thought you bought it new. Oh, okay.
Jeff, I will never buy a new car fresh off the lot. I will never ever do that. So
Hmm.
I could, if I were to buy like a $70,000 car fresh off the lot and watch it go down to like 45 within through a few miles of driving it,
Yeah.
I'd rather spend that money on a vacation. Thank you.
I think. I
So
mean,
yeah,
that's perfectly reasonable. I suppose the only time I would disagree with you would be where that amount of money is absolutely inconsequential to me.
so here's the deal. If I ever had that kind of money, I wouldn't even buy a car. I'd lease them.
I
So
think I'm with you 100%.
yeah, I'd
I
lease them.
just absolutely, I 100% agree with you.
So if my
Yeah.
house was 100% paid and I had, stable whatever kind of like investment income or even retirement income,
Yeah.
that's what my father-in-law does, and he swaps out his Mercedes like every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
He just goes down there. He's like, "Yeah, I want the new one," and he turns in the old one, and his payment goes up a little, but he can
Right.
afford it,
Right.
and he gets a brand new Mercedes every 3 years. That's what I would do. And
Right.
so that's why I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I cannot envision a time where I would actually buy a new car. Because if I got to the point in time where I could afford to take the hit on the depreciation, I can afford a lease. So,
I think you're absolutely right. That makes perfect sense. And the payments are very comparable, if I recall.
I don't know, man. I mean, cars are fucking expensive now.
Well,
So
yeah,
they are
it's
like,
true.
man, I know guys over there at the yacht club dropping $80,000 on fucking trucks, and it's like that's insane. But that's like mid
Well,
grade now.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I knew people that spent $80,000 on trucks, but it had stuff you didn't think went on trucks. You're like,
no, these are not those.
yeah,
So these are just basically like median, standard build, blah blah blah.
right.
Trucks. They're $85,000. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
And I presume these guys are buying the domestic ones too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, not one of them. I think he got a Titan. That's a
I
Nissan.
was gonna say those guys do walk in that class too. So
Oh yeah, they all
yeah,
do. I mean, all the
yeah.
trucks.
Well, they didn't used to.
No, they don't.
They did not used to.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd ever buy. I don't think I'd ever buy a new car. So
I think I'm with you 100%. I mean, there's hard. It's very difficult to make a case against it, and especially when I don't think there's anything that you can buy that depreciates in value that quickly.
As far as the new car, no, I can't think of anything.
I mean, I suppose that.
I mean, if you bought like a Spider-Man one and then just like ripped it open and started reading
Well,
it,
you're sort
there
of
you go.
you're reading my mind. Is sort of the if you had something that was basically in fucking lucite, because everything
Right.
else at this point is not going to be. Um, you won't find it in a paper bag unless it's one of those stories where, oh shit, so I had this painting of the Constitution and I ripped it off, and like then there was the Constitution in it, and inside the Constitution was Amazing Fantasy 15 starring Spider-Man. Like we're sort of out of opportunities for that to happen,
Yeah.
or
Had this lockbox key in it. There's a
lockbox.
Stradivarius in there. Yeah. Stratohovius?
Yeah, or those few moments where you say like, all right, so I'd been watching storage rooms and I got into that for a second, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
in the small in the city where I live, at the storage lockers near my
Right.
house,
Yeah.
I bought one and there it was, right?
Yeah.
But yes, and if you decide to go ahead and crack open the lucite, say it seemed like the right thing to do. Crack it open
Yeah.
and read it. Yeah, you would appreciate it instantly.
Yeah. But I mean, a new car depreciates so fast. So,
Yeah,
it's crazy how much you take off the price of a car.
it's weird because
God, I know a lot of people who do that too. They're just like, oh, I don't want a car that somebody else has driven. It's like, fuck that.
there's always the risk of, yes, there's a version of this where you could say, all right, well, um, there's always the risk that, yeah, the previous driver may have done something
Sure.
that you know may cause it some problems. But that being said, there's also the risk that the one that you got off the line, we talked about this.
Yep.
It's called acceptable failure rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know that a certain amount of them will be
Hmm.
defective, and so they account
Yep.
for that. That's like, okay,
That's why
so
you get warranties and stuff.
exactly,
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
exactly. Now,
I'll do that, but you can get those on used cars now too. So, I mean,
right, right,
personally, I just have a policy. I wouldn't get a car that I couldn't replace easily. So,
right,
yeah,
right. Well, you and I, we have certain philosophies that make you say like, why,
yeah.
right? Because you
Why?
say, well, performance doesn't mean a lot to me. Um, uh,
Yeah, I want to get to work faster.
I could argue, I could argue that there's a point to say, all right, well, you live in Colorado. Maybe it's time to look at something that does have a certain amount of like traction control, that
Sure,
kind of
sure.
thing. All right. Now, ever since COVID, um, I've been in the position where if it's snowy, I just
I'm
don't
not
leave.
going. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
problem solved.
No, yeah,
So,
same thing. Yeah, the interstate's all fucked up. Nope, not going to work today.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, if I were still making the trips up to, uh, Denver, Wyoming, North Dakota, stuff like that, different story.
Well, if you have to, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. But, I'm not an air traffic controller, so you can't make me go to work.
Yeah. This fucking dumbass. There's this, there's just stupid ass people like posting shit about communism and, you know,
On Twitter.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen a lot of that stuff lately. What's going on with that, man? So I
Um,
was cruising the X last night. Fucking, if it wasn't full of communism bullshit. So is that our new track now? Do we get off the, don't eat meat kind of thing? And now it's like, these are all the ways that communism are fucking cool.
there's always been kind of a low boil of that. There's a loyal, but it's kind of like the order of the water buffaloes. There's always been they've always been there, but
He's got some legs on it, man.
like you can't shut it down. It's
No girls allowed.
and but there's a little bit more that's spilling out. I mean, obviously with Mamdani being mayor, there's a certain amount of
Is he actually mayor now?
I
We were supposed to check that, and I didn't.
we didn't I the only thing I saw was I saw something about Eric Adams stepping down and saying, "I will not miss this job." And I believe him.
You
I believe him.
and fuck Doris, the mail lady, and the parking lot.
In that city, yeah, there
Yeah.
would be just getting yelled at for everything. But yeah, that's the only thing I saw. If he's not in there yet, it's going to be soon. Um,
Okay.
oh wait, no,
I'm
that's
not sure.
doesn't it kick over like in January?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it
Cities are
is.
different. They don't like always line up with like our mayor.
Well,
We do our election like fucking April. So
you swap over day of.
kind of, it's pretty fucking quick.
Yeah. You just have two people standing in the same room where it's like, so I got my stuff out there.
Yeah.
When the results come in,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, well,
you
I got
have
my shit in the
until,
car, so
yeah.
just in case,
And then when it actually flips that the incumbent wins, you just rub that shit in his face so hard. It's like, who's cleaning out their office?
I don't
It's
know,
not
man. I
me.
kind of see that as like a hockey match kind of thing. It's like, good game. Yeah, all right, we'll see you next year. Kind of thing. But it's local politics, dude. It's different.
Local politics can be way more heated than national
I don't
politics.
know about that anymore, man. I mean, I watch local politics here pretty close, and I mean, it's a little bit cattier,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say it's nastier. So, I mean, national politics is just stupid now.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the people that get invested in smaller stakes are oftentimes more passionate about that
Well, you
because
have
they
to. I
can't
mean, you
zoom it
have to
out as
play,
far.
dude.
Yeah,
You have to fucking put it all in the double A's if you want to go anywhere. So,
exactly. Yeah,
I get it. You
especially
see
if
a
it's
lot more small ball stuff.
right.
Yeah, you see a lot more of that. Like small ball shenanigans. But the other thing that's cool about local politics is you get occasional like bona fide lunatics. They don't get filtered out.
That is correct. And because the turnout for local politics
Solo.
is so low that yes, you could, in theory, you could wash them in seconds if 4% more people actually jumped in and like
Oh yeah,
looked at it.
especially like not even like council seats, but like city school board seats and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, those. Oh, dude, like yeah, like I love watching Will's district out there. Some of those fucking boss hog and
it's a fucking Karenocracy if I've ever seen it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what it is.
You tell me I'm wrong. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're 100%
So
spot
I
on
don't
with
know
that.
about you. Like, I saw a raccoon. I immediately thought of my kids.
Oh my God, there was a fox in my backyard. Make sure you get your dogs in.
I don't think you understand. I almost died.
Yeah, exactly. So I could see the foam coming from its mouth. Uh, it looks like acid.
And that's the thing with those things. Like, even if you shoot them, like the acid blood will actually like melt the ground. And then yeah, of course, there's somebody like quit me, and there's like, bitch, you didn't live that. That was that movie
That was
Aliens,
that movie
right?
Alien. Yeah, exactly. You'd get no fucking robot and kick its ass. You don't even have a cat.
So I know we've been going to the same school since third grade.
But see, that's the funny thing is you don't really have like a city town council or anything. I mean, they do, but it's different. I mean, it's just like unpaid, part time, blah blah blah, kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And so, like the school board seats are the big ones out there. So, and just watching them fight over them is hilarious, man. So over the stupidest fucking things. So,
well, and again, that's sort of everybody looks at their local issue like it's the black armband Supreme Court case
No, that's what
of the
they fight over.
60s. You
That
know what I
they
mean?
don't fight over local shit. They fight over whether or not we can actually post the Ten Commandments in our schools and
This is
shit.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we don't fight over it. It's like, oh well, the union needs a contract ratified next year.
that's what I'm saying.
So they
Yeah,
don't fight about that. They're like, oh, actually, we need to ban all these books.
that's what I'm saying.
Stuff like
Is
that.
they
Yeah.
all think it's that level of issue.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, well, actually, no. We were here to meet about resurfacing the parking lot today. So,
Yeah, you're right.
you know, and Coach Jay just getting his 35 years, he was here to actually accept an award from us. Like, no, we're talking about fucking Bible verse.
Right.
So,
No, I think that if that happens, I should be able to take my kid out. It's like you always could. If you
yeah,
feel something is objectionable at any time for any reason, you can take your kid out for that day.
yeah, you could. Well, I mean, even if you wanted to pull your kid out of that district, man, that'd be easy.
Oh no, if there were, um, if they were discussing, we had that.
Oh
We
yeah,
like
we
back
had that
then. It
with
was
puberty days and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So back when we used to call it sex ed,
We had exactly one day of it.
it was in sixth grade too. It
Yeah,
was weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure some people will laugh at this, and that's fine. The structure of it was the boys actually went to one classroom,
Yep.
the girls went to
To
the
a
other
different classroom.
classroom.
Yep.
I think you actually watched the same video. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
pretty sure. Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure because
You sure it wasn't slides in the roller like the.
I watched it. I can tell you specifically. The name of the video that I watched was "Am I Normal?"
Oh, I don't remember.
And so you would watch that, and then
It
after
wasn't filmed.
after both things were done, then we would be free to ask questions.
Nobody wanted to ask any questions.
No, we were just like laughing at stupid shit
Yeah, exactly.
because we were in sixth grade.
Because you're in sixth grade. Yeah. So I remember but then you had some more of that in junior high, and I think I think it maybe in health class in high school I watched childbirthing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
So
see that. I did see that.
that was awkward because there were actually some kids that were pregnant in the class. Yeah. I guess that doesn't.
Looking into a future mirror, huh?
I guess that doesn't really happen.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
Well, I got to tell you, man. I mean, I go and pick up my daughter from the high school every day. I don't see any candidates out there. So,
Fair enough.
you
Fair
know,
enough. I do know that famously in middle school, we had one science teacher that really wanted to talk about this stuff, and she had a bag of goodies.
of dildos.
Yep.
Yes, I remember. She
Yep.
was cool, but that was weird.
Now that okay, so now that the future is now the present, and I've known basically different levels of women, even women her age. It is not that far for me to think of someone that in the real life would say they would get a big kick out of this, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Whereas as a kid, you're sort of stuck thinking, who is this fucking weirdo? Why is she like this? Is there something wrong with her? But
I had her twice. So,
yeah,
and I didn't get that in seventh grade, but you did get it in ninth grade, if I recall.
well, it had to be eighth grade for us because we didn't have the
Yeah, I didn't have her in eighth
yeah.
grade. I had. Who did I have? I think I had Mr. Anderson, who was the most laid back guy. Um,
Mm,
yeah,
I never had him.
no.
I mean, imagine that dude was happy. He's like, I retired at the right time. It's like because everybody would be calling me Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, he was before then.
Hmm.
Yeah, he wasn't that old though, man. He was probably mid-career, so he probably hit him. It probably got
The
him.
question would be, did he graduate before 1999?
Did he
Or did he
retire?
retire before
I doubt it.
1999?
I doubt it. Maybe he did the right thing and went to admin or something.
It's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. I guess that's true. If your K to D is high enough by
he get enough badges.
if you prestige level 10, uh,
You
you
know,
go in
lock
there.
up the guns. Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm going to the corner now, man.
Yeah, if you prestige level 10, you go on to admin.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay. He might have done that.
but I don't know.
That was just a unit in her class, though. It
Exactly.
wasn't. It didn't even last that long. So, I do remember kids could opt out of it, though.
Right.
So, yeah, I do remember that. But nobody wanted to because there's no homework in that fucking class. So,
That
if you
is,
opted out, you
yeah,
got homework.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sort of like when you were sick or had an injury in gym class.
right. You got homework. It's like teach you to break your leg,
Yeah.
dumbass. You know,
Was it a car accident?
who's even driving? It's my dad.
Was it a back seat?
Yeah.
Dad doesn't let me ride in the front. So yeah, because you lost the soccer game. Losers
Just
sit
sit in
in
the
back.
back. Yeah.
Children dad loves sits in the front.
Winners sit up front.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Did you win today? No. That makes you a what? Not a winner. That's not the right word for that.
Right. That's the distinction between like when people say he was found innocent. It's like, no, he was found
No,
not
he was
guilty.
found not guilty.
There's a
There's a
difference.
difference. Yeah.
And so yeah, you trying to play this not guilty card isn't gonna fly here.
Yeah.
No, we in the past so in the communist thing, yeah, there was somebody who was describing like basically like communism, uh, you work in the factory or they'll kill you. And some dipshit was like, that's capitalism. Like, you know what? The last time I quit my job, my
Sit out a desk
I was
watch,
like,
come get me.
my boss pulled out a 1911 and killed me. It was rough.
Rough day.
It was. I don't know how I survived.
Yeah.
It was like, why the fuck would you say something that stupid? But then again, that's the point.
That's Twitter. I've gotten better at like identifying engagement farming.
Oh,
So yeah,
yeah.
versus guys that are like sincere about things.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at identifying that. The latest thing was like you had this Australian shooting yesterday, and there was all these guys who were intentionally misidentifying the guns. Okay, which is a 100% guaranteed way to get all kinds of fuckers jump in and say, "No, that's a 1911, dumbass." You know,
I was gonna say, like, the well actually crowd must have been putting in overtime
dude,
last.
if you do that with gun guys, fucking a, dude. I mean, your stats go through the roof. So there's like two things that you cannot fuck up on. It's like guns and any form of military hardware that's easily identifiable.
Oh my god! Whether it be in a movie, whether it be just somebody saying it, yeah, you were
Yeah.
not
Well, and I mean they do it on purpose, man. So, but I did see a couple of those guys do that thing that you said you always cop to as well. I was like, wait a minute. You're just doing this for engagement farming. You get the guys doing this,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
So it was like, all right, well, at least you're coming clean on that one. But
that's the rule.
not everybody follows that rule, Jeff.
No, they don't. But
No, that's kind of that's like an old school kind of rule.
well, that's the corner. Is basically you say like, all right, so we're in one of two positions here, where it's either, and I have my doubts. It's like, well, no actual human could believe this rationally, or you are putting on a masterclass troll right now. If so, I congratulate you.
Yeah.
If not, we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, no. I was watching some guys do that yesterday, very, 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 very deliberately. So
It's like the guy that yesterday, the big thing, the dude that got all the engagement was basically the dude that said, no, the people that use per capita as a measurement don't understand statistics.
Who said that?
Um,
On what?
it was on X.
Oh,
It was some dumbass black guy just basically farming attention because yeah, it's like no,
yeah,
like you can't.
he's just a farmer. Yeah,
No, it's just like no, the raw number is all that matters. It's like okay, no, you're fucking around. That's
I did spot a couple good chart fouls yesterday though.
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like, no, not what that means.
Well,
There's like two of them in particular I've been seeing a lot lately. One of them is this one that has to do with like measles coming back. So, but on it, like the y-axis is like actual raw number of cases, and
yeah.
the x-axis is actually weeks in the year, and then the line chart on each one is the year. And I was like, this is the stupidest chart that I've ever seen because basically it's just designed to show all the numbers going up, but of course they would cumulatively over the course of 52 weeks. So yeah, I know. It was like, wait a minute, this doesn't actually tell you anything. So, and everybody's like, oh yeah, fucking, Republicans, blah blah blah, or oh my God, historians are going to think this is hilarious, and it's like, fuck off. So, I mean, look at this. This is like one little thing in here, and people just don't get that. The other one that I really have beef with, you've probably seen it, and I've posted on this one a couple times. Is this one where it shows like from left to right, you have all these splitting off lines that show inflation in certain like housing, cars, food, entertainment stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And then it's got a baseline in it that's just the baseline inflation rate. And that's a horizontal line across it. So it looks like everything goes up and over this line. Okay. And so everybody's been using that one as like, oh my God, everything's so fucking expensive, blah, blah, blah. Well, right in the middle of that entire thing is income. Okay. And so that actually splits that because that's what actually benchlines inflation. All right. So if you look at all these categories in there, and they're below that line, which means there's all kinds of shit. There's only three
Pat.
things on that graph. I know, dude. I know, dude. So, but there's only actually three things on that list that are actually more expensive since the 70s that they were tracking. Do you know what they are? I bet you can guess them.
All right. Did they track healthcare?
Yes.
Okay, so that's got to be
Ding,
one.
ding, ding. Got it.
Okay. And more expensive since the 70s.
Yes.
Cars can't be
Nope.
because proportionally, a car is how much?
A lot.
How much was of your yearly salary would a car have cost back then?
More than one or two.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so there's that. Okay, so number two, I would guess. Did they put college on there?
Yep.
They
That
always
one.
put
Yep. You
college
got
on there.
number two. Let's see if you can get number three.
I mean,
Something that you really didn't need that much of in the 70s.
didn't need that much of it in the 70s.
I mean, some people.
Gasoline?
No.
Oh.
No, gas is like.
Oh, I was like, since the 70s? I'm like, they needed it. They just didn't get it.
Childcare.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So
Yeah,
those are your three right there.
that is true.
Yeah. So everything else that everybody's bitching about, it's still below that wage line. Including eating out. I was there's like this post yesterday that was this guy in Alaska who found like an abandoned McDonald's and was posting up this the drive-through sign with this like 1994 prices on it.
No shit.
Dude, I forgot how fucking expensive nuggies were even back then.
Well, you're talking about okay. So you were talking about before. You're talking about like before deregulation.
The pink slime deregulation. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where
Yeah.
everything was a la carte.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they still had value menus on there.
In '94. Okay. Okay.
I think, but they were just like there was only like three of them. So I'd have to go back and look at it. So they like now like they're always on the left hand side. 'Cause it's the first thing you see. Back then, they used to be way on the right hand side. So and you had all your a la carte on the left hand side. I mean, if I could find that tweet for it, I'd show it to you because you'd recognize it immediately. So
well, nothing will show me old McDonald's more than an ashtray. There's
the brass ones. The
yeah,
brass.
yeah, a brassoleum or whatever it is. Yeah, brass zirconium.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah, right.
Well, no, they straight up had those plastic ones. They did. They had the plastic ones. They had the little dips in them.
I remember the flying saucer ones.
Yeah,
Okay, I remember Burger King had the puck
Burger
ones.
King's
Yeah.
had depth. I guess Burger King thought that you were going to be a guest.
And
Like,
they fit into the table, if I recall. Yeah.
I don't remember if it was Burger King, but yeah, one of those places did. Absolutely for sure. But that's going to be my sign of real nostalgia. There's also going to be like
The brown striped Taco Bell, man.
the brown stripe Taco Bell. Again, if you go to the other component is if you there's just like certain eras where you say when you were at McDonald's, were they actually chairs or were they just round pads? I sat at the round pads. Like that would have been
The round pads? I
yeah.
remember them being plastic.
Well, so there were ones that didn't have a back to them that were just like it was red and it was a seat cushion like this round.
And it was attached to the table.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
Yes.
remember that.
Yes. And that would have been
I
think
don't remember them being padded. I thought they were hard plastic.
the hard plastic came next.
Okay.
That was they use the term enshittification now, but that didn't exist back then.
No, we were in the process of inventing it. Yeah.
Right. But that was when the metrics were starting to come in of we need to turn over these tables.
Mm.
And we can't say leave, but we can make it inhospitable, but not so inhospitable that they
Right.
feel like we're forcing them out. And so that's where we're saying, like, do they sit on something soft? They say yes. Can we change that? Say yes. So they did.
And yeah.
Well, because the old you remember this, the old McDonald's layout when you go in there to sit felt like sort of like a funhouse ride because it wasn't just that there were tables, they were like built like an asterisk where certain certain things would be tables, certain places would be like two seats, like you'd be
Well, they
sitting
had
at
like
the
a
bar.
booth, and then
Yeah, it was, but it was McDonald's. It
fun.
had its unique look to it, like it all used to,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Versus, and we've talked about this, brutalist McDonald's and brutalist Wendy's.
Brutalist Taco Bell.
Yeah, and they've explained why that is. So, and that makes perfect sense. Is look, if you have
Well, now
to
it's all
resell a
super
building,
corpo, man.
Yeah.
You go to any place, it's like maybe the exception In and Out, which actually still looks, kind of like it's
Yeah.
got a little design to it. But I went up to Shake Shack a little while ago. It's fucking
it's the same thing.
no, man. It's just it's fucking steel and glass. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And it just, I guess, it has everything to do with resale.
Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, because it's in the same vein where yes, you can open up your CPA office there, but everybody will know it was a Pizza Hut.
It's a Pizza Hut. Yeah. Well, those went out to the weed stores.
I did see a picture of a Domino's that opened up in one of the old Pizza Huts, and just the caption was wearing the skull of one of your is a pretty good power move.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I totally respected that, but yeah, it's weird. It's
Well, that's where most of your Taco Johns got. They would take over the old Taco Bells. So
Did they?
yeah, I mean, including the one that was over here in Austin Bluffs, Taco Bell, and then they tore that thing down. So
Are you talking about the Del Taco?
oh, no, you're right. It's Del Taco.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because we had a Taco John's. It was over there.
That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I think the only one left in the state is on fucking Post.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the rumors are true that there was dog food in the food, but
Horse meat.
I believe it.
Sure.
I don't know. Look, there are certain things where they existed so long they feel like they were true, or I'm willing to canonize them. So as far as I'm concerned, someone did find a finger in the Wendy's chili.
Oh, right, yeah. A rat in a Bud Light. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Even though I know that one was factually disproven.
Yeah.
I can't remember how, but it was factually disproven where, like, we found the guy. It's sort of like in the same way uh, where those dudes came out and said, "Look, the reason you didn't see aliens making those crop circles is if we saw you filming, we just
We just wouldn't do it here.
we we took our board with two ropes in it and decided not to step on the."
Oh my god. That was so funny.
It's like, how is this possible? It's like, all right, so you start stepping on this, you hold the rope, that'll give you a circumference. What about where they get, really like complex? It's like, so you hold the rope.
It's like, yeah, you sketch it out before you do it. So it's like, really? All you needed to do this was a fucking compass? Yeah. And
and a field. I mean, that's
a
the
field.
thing. It's like, well, we went to the field to capture footage. We didn't get anything. But what happened was 6 minutes away at this other field.
Yeah.
It's like we saw you guys, like you had lights on. Most of you were smoking. It's
So we're not gonna do it. Yeah. I remember when that got busted, man. So many people were so pissed off.
they just didn't want to believe it.
They just didn't
Yeah.
want to believe that these two idiots who were just drunken, like local, yokels who were like, "Hey, let's put a good one on these guys." And then, of course, it's got that looking glass effect. It's like, oh, people think these are cool, do they?
It was it was their version of throwing green dildos onto the court of WNBA games.
It's exactly what it was.
The more that you point it out,
Yeah,
yeah,
the more dildos you get.
and I think this was the other thing was when I think because there were ones where they said there were ones that did pop up like on other parts of the planet.
Yeah,
And I think those guys said something to the tune of like, we didn't do all of them, but
yeah,
I don't think they ever said like, we sent like letters to
yeah, club.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know what that was like. The back in the day when there were clubs that like correspondence clubs that you would be part of,
Right, you
like
find them in the back of the Mad magazine.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, like the Wargaming Club or whatever.
Right.
And there'd be like a little magazine or something like that that would show up every month. And yeah, that sort of weird shit where they didn't say, yeah, so I sent this letter to my cousin in Peru. I said, check this out. I think people like figured that out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were sort of like, well, if they're doing, I went to all those years of engineering school. What? How would you?
Yeah. I remember watching a show. It might have been even Unsolved Mysteries back then, where like scientists were baffled because the like corn stalks weren't broken, and so they're always like, "Well, if you did it like this and you're just stomping on it, you'd break the stalk." And they were like, "Well, that's what the board is for."
Right. There would need to be some force that distributes the force evenly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's called a 2x4.
And then they're like, prove it.
And they
How
did.
how could you do this in such a fast time?
Oh, it didn't take long.
And
at
again,
all,
these
yeah.
are like these two 55-year-old
Yeah.
jerk off Brits who are like, do you have a field? We can like, do you want to go now?
Yeah.
Like, I got the timer going. Go ahead and get started. And he's just like leisurely stepping,
Mhm.
right? Just leisurely stepping, and it was done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember part of that, again, being part of like the Unsolved Mysteries, handful of stories. I remember them lying. I remember them saying, like, we took soil readings and we found these weird radioactive elements. Some may not even be of this earth. And it's the biggest load of bullshit on the planet. I mean, again, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. And I mean, I've seen it. It's been coming up the last few weeks about more disclosure and blah blah blah. you can't even pay attention to it anymore, man, because it's just like, okay, fine, I get what you're doing. Now you got members of Congress saying that, oh, we're going to get up there and we're going to make them release that stuff. It's like you're doing that to get elected.
Right.
So yeah, so everybody
Right.
kind of figured out this thing now, where if like we're going to get the real Epstein files, kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we'll vote for you,
Well, the of the 95,000 photos that came out,
Had two.
Trump was in four, and all of those photos, they redacted the faces to make it look like he was with minors. And it turns out they say, well, actually, these were already published. These are all adult women at the Miss Hawaiian Tropic thing, which he owned.
Right.
Like this is,
But yeah, it's just not going to work anymore,
it's
man.
so bush league. That's
It, it,
so.
it's not even bush league, man. I don't know, man. I mean, and I didn't realize they actually had his emails, all his Yahoo account emails and shit.
Because of course.
Because come on, dude. I mean, like they said there was something like some 90,000 fucking messages in there. It was like, really? And there's no mention of this international sex trading ring, you know?
Right, not even in passing of like, that thing that you do.
Right, yeah.
That
So, yeah, we call it Bible study. No, man, there's nothing like that in there. And so, like, I still see a couple of these guys who are out there flailing about, like, what about this? What about this? And this, it's got to be this way. And it's like, well, guys, you need to prepare for you need to prepare yourself for the eventuality, the possibility that it's not. Yeah, because it's starting to look like that, man. So, and fine, call me getting fooled on it, whatever. All right, but I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what else evidence you can ask for other than show us the tapes. Okay,
well,
so but all right, or show them to like a journalist or a panel of journalists or
sure,
something. Something
sure.
like that. Let's see what's there.
The courtroom sketch artist. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, they're trying to. They did get I think it was the grand jury testimony popped. That's supposed to be coming out here real soon. So, um,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
so cool. Let's see what's in that, man. But I mean, here's the thing about a grand jury is not like it's all they do is make the determination whether or not there's enough evidence to charge somebody.
Right.
It's like, and I mean, so my wife's done grand juries. Okay, she's like, if I have any evidence at all, I'm going to get it through the grand jury, no problem.
Right.
So,
Right.
it's like when I have to go to the grand jury and I don't have that much stuff, then I have to tap dance a little bit and hope they see it my way,
Well, because the other thing that they can look at a grand jury is they are able to look at like procedural stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so because I know there's certain things like, oh well, this was kicked out by a grand jury. It's like, well, yeah. It's like they said, get this sheet of
Yep.
paperwork, come back,
Yep.
and we'll say yes.
Yeah. They'll give you your shopping list of things that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not. It's weird because you sit there and say, you flip around and say, all right, so how many layers of this do you have to go through to actually get this? If this mattered that much, wouldn't that just be the trial?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, and a whole trial transcript and everything is out there from his trial in Florida, man. So
This is true.
it's all out there,
The thing where Trump says, I helped put him behind bars
Yeah, that's true.
with my testimony.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Look, I know that people want to. All right, you and I have talked about this. There's a version of that man who is a slime ball. We know that. And I know that some people do have that. They do have that moment where they sort of they look at their end and they say like, "What did I do? Was I like?" Sometimes you hear stories about your granddad. You're like, "You did what?" It's like that was a long time ago.
Right, yeah.
I
It was
was,
very long.
yeah. I was a young man of 45, and
Life didn't mean
you
as
know,
much back then.
that's true. It's got like. So let me give you some
This is
context.
something you'd handle in the family.
Right, right. exactly. And so sometimes people, you realize that they did it. Sometimes they don't even apologize for it. It's like, I did what I did. It doesn't make it right,
Right.
but I don't regret it, right? Or it's like it's or whatever. But I'm also not that
I'm
person
not
now,
that guy.
right?
Yeah.
So I think there is a point to where, again, this comes to Trump. I think everybody, I think his current wife knows it's. I know what you did. I think you eventually came clean. I don't think there's any. I don't think this is Clintonian
I,
where it's
well, he's obviously not doing it anymore.
right,
I mean,
right.
so whatever discussion they had to have,
Yes,
it's been had, and obviously he's not doing. He's not running a train of prostitutes for the white West.
exactly.
You know, I
Yes.
mean, even he couldn't hide that.
No,
No,
no, exactly. I think that there's
especially in Trump one, he had the leakiest White House that has ever been.
yeah,
So I mean, he
yeah.
let like basically journalists hang out. Then they wrote nasty books about him afterwards. He's like,
God,
no
tired
such
of
thing as
him.
bad press.
You're you're absolutely right. It's hilarious, but yeah, and I guarantee you, whatever discussion, he's like, look, I did this. I'm not proud of this,
Yeah,
and I think there's I love how they like to take photos and say like, look at how mad she is. She won't make eye contact. It's like, guys,
she always looks like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
She's Slavic.
I okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
kind of
they
what they
do.
do.
They grouse.
She is a.
It's
Is she from Slovakia?
um I just
I know it's not Latavia.
we know that.
I think she's Slovak.
I think you're right, but yeah, she does come from that sort of region where um at rest she looks like she disapproves. And that's fine. That's fine.
It's a resting position.
It's sort of like there are places where they do have sort of like facial features where you can tell like underneath the eyes. It's like, oh, I can tell where you're from. And it just has that. There's like Poland. There's this whole area where it's like there's a certain look to it. Um, again, America's not really one of those places anymore because it's sort of
It's the whole thing's a
fuck
walking thing,
everything.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
it's always on agitate. So.
Yes. It's like what's in your family tree? It's like what's not.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
yeah,
I mean, we put the nice linens in that little bag, and that's called like fucking Nantucket.
right.
Everything else gets the basic wash.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's true. There are a few people that still go indelicate, but yeah, it's
Yeah, it's cool and warm, huh?
it's like you wash your whites separately, huh? It's like yes,
Yes,
we
we
do.
do.
And nothing against inferior races, but they are inferior.
Well, if you
Um,
put bleach in them, they're
yeah, yeah, but then people call you names and whatever.
right.
It's just all right. Yeah, so you heard about, did you hear about both of those shootings today?
I heard about the brown one yesterday while it was happening, because I was watching TV.
They
I
identified
have
the guy.
actual real TV. They did identify the guy. I haven't seen anything about it though. Because like the brown one, and we had like three of them this weekend. We had like the Syrian one, which is going to get forgotten real quick. Um, then the brown one, which I think what three students died in that.
No, it's way more.
Oh, I thought brown was only three students, but like 10 people got shot. And I think only three people died in that one. I haven't looked at it in a few hours, so I don't know. But then the Australian one is bananas, dude. So
No, they put up numbers. Actually, no, what it was there was another school where that happened, but it wasn't Brown, where it was,
oh yeah, that happened at Kentucky.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brown actually put people, a lot of people. As a matter of fact,
I thought it was three.
no, that was the place that Australia was the bloodbath. There's no two
Yeah,
ways
it's like
around that. But
20.
yeah,
Dude, I saw the video. It's horrifying. I never want to see that again. So
Actually, here's another one. This happened in the past.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Where is it? Denver?
Nope. Hollywood.
Oh, cool.
Uh, Rob Reiner and his wife killed.
What?
Yep.
You're dead. You're kidding me.
Absolutely. No, dead serious. You're right.
Rob Reiner and his wife just got shot.
Nope. What the
Oh,
reports are saying is that they were killed by their son. And it looks like it's saying
Meathead? Oh no, he was
he was
Meathead.
Meathead. Um,
What?
yeah,
Oh, so this is just straight up murder.
this just
Oh,
happened.
okay.
I was actually looking for the Brown University
I
thing
hope that.
because
Yeah, I don't know. Is that on Twitter?
yeah, let's
Yeah.
read it. So
Ah,
well,
give it
so
20 minutes. Let's see.
here's the thing is
Is it on local LA news yet?
oh that I'm not for sure, but yeah, this is. It turns out that the people at Brown University were members of the Republican Club.
Oh, I thought they were in economics class.
Nope,
Oh,
at least one. So
well, yeah,
the
okay.
the
I thought I read that there was because I thought like the TA who was teaching the class spoke to like local Boston TV or Rhode Island TV. So and he was teaching a makeup seminar for a final next week in an econ class, and that's where the shooter came in. I guess we'll find out more in a couple
well,
of days.
I can tell you that's as far as the victims are concerned, right?
Are there more than three though?
Not sure.
I thought it was three. So in that one, they're like 7 or 8 were actually shot. The Australian one was bananas though.
Well,
So
and they would not identify the shooters there for a little bit, but people figured that out.
oh yeah, I mean they had video of them. It was all over the fucking place.
It's like, well, we don't want to jump to conclusions. I'm like, well, the pictures of their faces is kind of
Well, and they were related. They were like father son too. So
well. As far as I'm concerned, person of the year is that fucking G that straight
oh
up
yeah, no
disarmed that
kidding,
guy.
man. Yeah, he took that gun away from him and pointed it right back at him.
It turns out, yeah,
And that guy got shot twice, so he's actually
shot
shot
twice.
twice, standing there holding that guy down. I mean, I would be terrified that the cops would pick you off then.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely true. And on top of that, I guess he was going to blow that guy away, but he couldn't figure out how to operate the gun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any interviews from him, so or anything like that, because that just happened yesterday, right? I think that was just yesterday. Both of them were yesterday, weren't they?
All right. Okay. So yeah, it's two
Yeah.
people were killed.
Yeah, at
Yes.
Brown.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 people got. I think it was like maybe 10 got shot.
9 others were injured.
There we
Yep.
go. Yep.
Yep.
So 11.
Yep. But yeah, that dude, actually, the person that they identified as the shooter, um, is basically he's far left.
Oh yeah. Going to Brown. Why would you shoot up Brown if you were far left, man? That's like the most leftist school on the fucking planet.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll find. He's not dead, right?
No, the video they had of him is just like walking off. So
No, but they caught him, right? The Brown guy.
they identified him.
No, I thought they grabbed him.
It would have been recent.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
No, they didn't have him as of earlier on today.
I think they do. I think. Yeah, you might be talking about the Kentucky guy. I think they've got the guy from Brown. Yeah,
No, they identified the guy.
they found him in a
Earlier on
hotel.
today, yeah, earlier on today, they were showing the video of basically if you know this man, right? Because they showed. Did you see the video they have of him just like walking off?
No, but I also like. You might want to double check that because I'm pretty sure I was reading up on that this afternoon, and they had nabbed him at a hotel that was like 20 miles away last night.
Okay, as of okay, so let's see here. All right,
Well, we'll find out. I could be wrong about that, but
so
I'm
okay.
pretty sure they grabbed him.
Shooter fled the scene, triggering a manhunt. Person of interest was detained, but later released under ongoing investigation, depending on
Oh,
updates.
okay, maybe that's the
So
case.
there you go. But that would explain why you saw
But
that.
is that the guy that they identified?
No,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I can't tailgate it this close, man. We got to give it a couple days, see what happens. So
Well, the Australia one you didn't have to.
no, those
That one's
guys.
pretty cut and
Yeah, that
dry.
one's pretty cut and dry. So yeah, especially since it was a Hanukkah celebration. It's like, yeah, okay, all right. You know what the problem is here.
Yeah,
But the Kentucky one went away too. So
just a big week for shooting.
I guess so, man. That one was just, I think that was on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, it was recent. It wasn't. It that one didn't even have time to get big. But what was? Did they talk about why the Kentucky one happened?
No, you know.
Okay.
I don't even know if the guy made it or if they got him or what. I was busy and sick, so I didn't watch it
Oh,
yet.
that's true. Yeah.
And then, but so like, all right, so maybe some of the shootings are politically motivated. I think that one certainly is. The one on Kentucky sounded like it was actually a feud between a couple different students.
Oh, okay.
So, and
Okay.
then I think I don't know about the Brown one. Let's see, but if it wasn't a club meeting because it was a class. They were actually in a class when the guy showed up and started shooting. Um, and so I don't know. Maybe something out of finals week. I have no idea. So,
I don't know, man. That's pretty rough. That's sort of a. I don't think that it's an accident that this kind of stuff is escalating.
well, I don't know. Is it actually escalating?
Yes.
Really? I mean,
Things that are specifically coming from that. Look, to be fair, leftist violence is usually relegated to property.
well, I don't think you can call the one in fucking Australia leftist violence.
Well, okay, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
That's a separate thing, and I
Yeah,
would
okay.
argue that on a side note, I would
Eh,
actually classify it because as far as if you look at the categories when they define these things, right? When they talk about this is basically like the ADL designations, right?
I don't pay attention to those no more, man.
Well, yeah, okay.
You're good. You're better off not.
Now, keep in mind, these are the things that most people not remember that basically the media and the scholars and the people that define this are a fucking human centipede of mouth to shit to mouth in terms of saying we've canonized who the sources are. These are
All
the
right.
experts. This is if you listen to the Atlantic, you can cite this. The rest of this is conspiracy theories, right? So they have it broken down into three categories essentially, where it's like it's far left violence, far right violence, and Islamic has its own category.
Yeah, I think it probably should. It's kind of orthogonal to those other things.
See, here's the problem: is they have no hesitation to take all Christian-related violence and say it's far right, even when the
Yeah,
killings have nothing to do with
yeah,
right
yeah, yeah, yeah,
ideology.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if somebody, that was the thing, was if someone actually has schizophrenia or something and they say that God told them to do this, you label it far right,
Yeah, I know they do that,
right? Now,
man. I don't think that's accurate. So,
hell no, it's not
well,
accurate.
and that okay. So I think I'd rather be accurate than gunning sack the other side on this thing. So
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
and so like is leftist violence increasing? I mean, okay. So what?
No, leftist killings.
Okay,
That's
killings.
the specific.
Okay, so we had, of course, Charlie Kirk this year.
Yes.
Um, and then maybe this Brown shooting.
Yes. You
Okay.
also have the transgender shooters that
Well,
multiple.
okay. Like how I don't know. I guess I've lost track of those.
Exactly.
So,
That's the point.
but isn't that like so like Crooks was one of no, he wasn't.
Thomas Crooks.
Yeah, the
Thomas
Pennsylvania
Crooks
guy.
was.
We don't really
I
know.
don't know how
Yeah,
to categorize.
yeah.
That dude is all over the fucking place. And here's the thing: is both sides point and say like he's one of you. It's like no, he's one of you, and he's just fucking crazy about a lot. Like if you people have done deep dives in that dude's like
Yeah,
internet
no.
history, and it goes all over the place, man.
He's a wanderer, huh?
Very much so.
He's
Like,
paid across the wasteland.
well, in the same token,
I'm
like,
gonna find all the Easter
if you remember, like, if you go back to
eggs.
this, uh, you remember when Paul Pelosi was attacked by that hammer dude?
Yeah, that guy was insane.
Well,
So
so here's the thing: they identify him as far right. Now,
nope,
this is the trick: is
he wasn't.
well, he does have there is record of basically he does have some far right like postings and stuff like this, right? But also at the same part, the number one, did you know he's Canadian?
I did, yeah.
Okay, well he's
So
Canadian, and
he's also insane.
well the other thing is the whole time he was Canadian, he was Green Party. So this is,
Right, insane.
but
So,
it's just basically they treat it like a sort of uh, it's the basketball who touched it last,
yeah,
right?
I get that. And I don't think that's good to do. And so I'm going to refrain from doing that. I mean, the Paul Pelosi guy is literally crazy.
Very much
Okay,
so.
yeah, and
Yes.
so I'm sorry. You can throw in whatever variables else you want into that. Crazy's going to explain about 90% of what's going on with that dude.
Kind of like
Not the 5% that was Green Party or the other 4.5% that actually posted up on NRA forums. That's not really going to explain that dude
I
very
got you there. No,
well.
it's a famous the Texas shooter. Yeah, the bell tower shooter,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Charles
yeah,
Whitman.
yeah. Whitman.
Um, but the yeah, in the same way that because his was actually he had a like a tumor, right?
It was something. There was something
Yeah,
physically wrong with his brain.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, doesn't make that okay. You know?
No,
So,
but it's also there is a component where you could say like, how did you go from normal guy to this? Is it like you can look and say, were you reading like bad magazines? It's like, well, no.
well, I mean, so one of them that they'd probably chalk up to Christian violence is that the local killer here, that guy who shot up the Planned Parenthood and killed that cop from UCCS, like 10, 12 years ago. That guy
I
just
say
died like 2 weeks ago.
like that. When you
Okay,
say that guy, it's like that wasn't recent. That
that was a
was
long time ago,
yeah.
man. I was actually going to school when that happened there. So, but like the thing is like, or maybe no, I think it was at PBCC at the time. Couldn't think of it. Yeah, I think I was. But anyway, so all right, so the guy did this, like he had like all these writings and stuff on abortion and yada yada and all these Christian writings and stuff like that. The dude is so fucking crazy, okay, that they had to throw him through like multiple different washing machines over the years, and he could never stand trial. He finally died of, what they called natural causes, like 2 weeks ago, but he wasn't even in the state anymore because he had been so crazy with the guards and stuff like that. They had to ship him to an absolute like federal funny house, to like basically get him to chill the fuck out and take his meds long enough to stand trial. And it didn't do any good. And so that's a guy you could say, okay, that's a Christian right shooter. Okay, that explains about 2% of what he did.
Right,
98% is the fact that his brain is fucking jello.
Is it
So,
wasn't in the same way? Wasn't the Las Vegas shooter famously like that as well?
nobody really knows.
Yeah,
That's a big question mark because that guy had like, I mean, he had all these indications that he was perfectly fine,
yeah.
normal, blah blah blah, straight up. And for some reason he decides to just unload on a Tim McGraw concert, which was out of nowhere. So, I mean, he had made like recent mortgage payments and shit, and stuff. And so that's the one that you never really hear anything about it, because I just don't think there's any actual answers. I mean, if the guy doesn't leave any notes, if he doesn't leave any manifestos, if he just shows up with a shitload of guns,
Yeah,
sometimes you got nothing, man.
well, that's and
So,
when they turn to the family, they're like, I don't know.
yeah.
It's like again, it's not.
Well, that was the same thing with fucking Ted Kaczynski's family. That's
That
the
is
only
true.
reason they caught
Yeah,
him. It
yeah.
was like, oh, I read the manifesto in the fucking New York Times. It's like, that's my brother. Yeah, he's in Montana in a shack. You might want to go get him because he's not going to stop blowing people up.
Yeah, of course I know where to find him, man. It's like we sent him like 2 jars of like homemade preserves. We used to do that together. So
And so that guy, I would even say that guy, and I mean that guy is very leftist on a lot of things. I wouldn't call his acts of violence as leftism. It's fucking His is probably 85% crazy,
Well,
5% brilliant, 5% too well read, and then the other 5% is just like error.
I guess that's the question. I mean, because when
Charlie Kirk's killing is probably definitely in that category. I would put that
that
one.
100%.
I don't know if I put it 100% because we don't really know about the guy. So we're going to have a whole trial. Everybody's quiet about it right now. So, which
Well,
is,
it's going to be televised.
I thought it was going to be audioed. So I didn't think there were going to be cameras in there. I thought they were going to actually have the audio. But I might be wrong. I thought I read that a couple days ago. So,
I saw a clip of the judge
mhm.
basically saying that. Now, again, if it's something where that was not meant that way, or
Oh,
but yeah, it was the way he said it made it sound like, yeah, there's it's a matter of public record and everybody should be able to see this,
okay.
something like that. But it could be
Ooh,
something else.
that'll be insane if they actually televise that. That's like OJ 2.0. So,
I
well, no, we know the guy's guilty.
right. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like we said here. The far left violence is usually property. It's usually that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
In
okay.
terms of killings, that's way up.
Well, yeah, and that's also kind of new.
It is
So
new.
that's kind of new. But you and I called that like a year ago. So, we were talking about that. It's like everybody's going to get frustrated. It's only a matter of time before we get a leftist suicide bomber, or something like that coming up.
Well,
I mean, we talked about that when the Luigi thing happened.
well, again, that there's a question: where does Luigi Mangione fit into this here?
Oh, yeah, I think you can color him as a leftist.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Um, and this is sort of again, it's the problem is we're not struggling to come up with answers,
no,
right?
no, no,
That's
no.
the thing is, and I'm going to flip it around and say, well, when was the most recent far right shooting?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
It's been a minute. But
right.
see, like, there was a spasm of that kind of violence that occurred a long time ago. And like ever since then, it's not cool to do that within that side of the movement. I
No,
mean, it got all the way up to the point in time with Tiki just
the fakest of oh
Vegas
my
the fake
god,
bullshit.
yeah, yeah. Those fucking guys where you're like, dude, your hats still have the stickers on them. Like
Come on, man. Yeah, I know.
I can see the folds where you just took them out of the plastic, guys. Uh, and that's it. Again, let me put it this way: there are still people that do believe this stupid shit. They really do.
Oh yeah.
And again, this is one of the things that I will point to is for a lot of people, this most recent event is how like Nick Fuentes came on their radar. They're like, I didn't know this guy existed. The rest of us who have seen him in the thread have been laughing at his ass for years,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just like this is
I never really watched him, but I know what he's doing. So
so yeah,
yeah.
there are people who look at this and say like, yeah, I think it happened, but it wasn't 6 million, right?
I
There's
know
a
what
group
you're doing there,
there's a
dude.
group of people out there who are like, this guy's saying what I think, right?
There are very few, but yes, there are
Right.
some.
There
Yeah.
are some, and again, I would argue
Those QAnon guys had to go somewhere, man. So
it's yes, in the again, we used to have this where every year the the losers in Chicago would go ahead and do their 1 day march through Chicago, and everybody would come out and they'd point and laugh at
it was
them.
25 years ago.
25 years ago, and at one
Can't
point,
even do that
there
anymore.
was an old lady who hit one with her bag. It's a famous photo, but that was the thing. Is like you would see those people, you'd laugh at them. Jerry Springer would find people to dress up like this and present them as like, you
Did
know,
you
lying?
know your
Yes.
boyfriend was a Nazi?
It's,
Oh my God, my
it's just,
parents are Jewish.
and yeah,
How did you do this to me? Wait a minute.
and he'd be like, I am.
I
I
am what
did.
I am.
Yeah. Were there signs? Not that I could say.
No.
It's like, well, I have this haircut,
Yeah.
and
It's like you never looked at my eyes when they were closed, huh?
right. So yeah, there is and again, the biggest amount, like you talked about here a few, like 10 years ago and stuff. The thing that the right would do were basically like abortion clinic bombings. That was
They would do that.
every night, like Planned Parenthood.
They
They
would do a
get
Planned Parenthood thing every now. But those are always like I'm talking like even before that, you had some militia movements that got pretty nasty. So for a few years there.
okay. So I mean, if you're talking, so who's Oklahoma City? That's
Oh,
Tim.
that's McVeigh.
Yeah, yeah. Everything that leads up to
That
that.
guy's the
Yeah,
real deal. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
He's a true believer.
that guy was definitely a true believer. Yeah. So that he didn't even have any lawyers defend him.
You're right.
It's like,
I
dude, we're
forgot
going
about
to
that.
kill you. And he's like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. He's like, well, if you plead guilty, then you get life. He's like, no, 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 no. We're gonna do it this way. And the same thing with his buddy.
I always forget that
The guy, there's three
yeah.
guys. Two of them got caught, and one of them got killed, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he killed himself. So
Wouldn't surprise me.
yeah,
Um,
I think he killed himself.
and I remember when they actually went to McVeigh's laboratory, um, everything was practically already labeled with evidence cards, right? When it, tell me I'm lying. Because when
Oh
they went
yeah.
in there and say, like, is there any evidence that he's making bombs? They're like, well, he's got this drawing over here. Like,
Yeah, see that like that, and I put that one in like the Charlie Kirk one. Those are true acts of political violence.
yes,
I mean, Thomas Crooks talked about the president. That's a true act of political violence.
yes.
So the Brown shooting, I don't know. We'll find out, man. The same thing's true. Like even the thing in Boulder where that dude threw those fucking Molotov
Molotov
cocktails.
cocktails.
I think that's crazy. So I think that's a little bit more like Islam slash crazy than it is necessarily political violence. But I mean, so anyway, that guy's going to go on trial in a bit too. So
Well, what I can say is I don't think there's a version of basically Iranians shooting the shit out of a Hanukkah thing where that can't be not counted as political
that's
violence,
I would yeah, that's definitely an act
especially
that
since there were two of
yeah,
them. Yeah.
especially if they're related. Like I mean, who knows what kind of stuff they're going to find on them, blah blah blah. But whatever. At least they don't have to like find them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Because I do believe I know one was shot for sure. I know that they had both of them in
I
custody.
saw there was a video where they were doing CPR on one of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think he lived, from what I could tell.
I think they were saying, "Oh, actually, we're skipping one. The fucking National Guardsman that got shot.
What?
Did you miss this one?
Oh, in DC?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That one
Okay.
was absolutely political.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I don't know anything about that one now.
Oh,
Was the guy crazy, or is he, like screaming, like Luigi style,
free
going to the
Palestine.
yeah? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of it is just witness me bullshit. You know?
A little bit.
It
I mean,
really
there's a
is, man. I mean, you think about it, like school shootings. I mean, like colleges are kind of a new thing. There's been some big ones because there was like Virginia
yeah,
many years ago, and then there's been like ones or twos here and there. And like 9 times out of 10, you find out it's a disgruntled student, girlfriend problems, or something like that.
yeah,
But every now and then you find that someone is just like legit crazy, or someone else comes onto a campus and tries to shoot it up.
right,
You
right.
know, but I mean, school shootings have gotten so routine that I don't think you're going to see as many of them in the future. I
Well,
mean, like even the one that we had here in Colorado just like a month ago up in Evergreen or whatever, Conifer, wherever it was.
yeah.
I mean, they figure out real quick. It's like, oh man, this kid's fucked up. So, there's not like it is. It's that witness me bullshit. That I don't know, man. Like, it's not like back where we had like Parkland or Sandy Hook or fucking Columbine, of course, or the
Right.
Aurora movie theater or
We
whatever. So yeah.
absolutely set the trend on that one
Yeah, that's true.
here. The progenitor is the one that upon which all other events must be judged. Um, because on top of that, the amount of attention that one got was
Dude, that was
years
that was the
of
first. It got movies, it got documentaries. I
yeah,
mean, fucking, it saved Michael Moore's career.
this is true.
Yeah, there were all kinds of shit that came from that, and then all these copycats down the road. You know, kind of thing.
And still, when it comes down to it, when you this is the same bullshit where it's like, I don't like having my kids have to run serpentine, avoiding gun class. I'm like, well, all right. So it's funny that you say that. Well, the data says they've got like a 1 in 14 million chance of that happening on any given
You
day.
have a better chance of getting attacked by a shark on land. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
And I can understand there is a point where you say, well, it should never happen. There is a point where I can
I
say,
got you. Yeah,
no argument.
yeah.
No, I don't want this to happen to
No,
anybody's kid. But at the same time, the odds are, did you drive your kid to school? Okay,
way more dangerous than
way
dropping
more
a kid off.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Did they get on a bus? Way more
way
dangerous.
more dangerous.
And those are very, very
Yeah.
safe, but it's still way more
Did you keep
dangerous.
marijuana in the house? Way more dangerous.
Jet pills.
Do you have pills? Yeah.
Do you have I mean, again, it's sort of like, do you keep the liquid plumber on the top shelf? No, because nobody does.
Right,
It's
yeah,
under the
no, it's
thing.
under the sink. Yeah.
Right. And so when your kid decides to make a liquid plumber smoothie with that and blueberries, it's like, oh, it's man, we need to ban this. And I'm not saying that
No, no.
these things aren't worth investigating, but to actually paint things out, this is the problem that I have with this here is that yes, it's news. Yes, I understand this is how it goes. Yes, I understand this is how you sold papers. Yes, I understand this is how you generate clicks, which is worse than selling papers because that was a different story. But the whole thing here is
Yeah, that's true.
again when Will and I remember William was talking about his fucking ex-wife and he's like, well, the kids can walk to your house. It's like, no, no, no. Like, what do you mean no? What do you mean no? It's just over there. You live in this nice ass white neighborhood.
Very white neighborhood.
There's, I mean,
It's fenced in and everything.
look, for a moment there, I thought I saw a kid that was almost tan,
Yeah, right.
and I called the police. No, but there was one, but
It's fun.
well, and she was the sweetest girl I've ever seen. I was like, this is kid I'm seeing like actually on a pogo stick. She's just smiling the whole time. Was she was the one that would just come to Will's yard and just volunteer. She's like, "What are you doing?" It's like picking weeds. She'd just go out there like when nobody was around and just like pick weeds and shit.
That's
Like
cool.
this
That's
is the
sweet.
greatest kid
Yeah.
I've ever seen. And his stupid bitch of an ex-wife was like, "No, so are you gonna take responsibility if they get kidnapped?" It's like, well,
Oh my gosh, really?
it's the same. Like he told me, it's he got in this fight where in the summer,
Mhm.
right? You know how it goes. It's you can open the windows at night in the summer because it'll cool down the house.
Yep.
And she was like, "Are you going to take responsibility when they break into our house and take the children?"
Yeah, we've got knives.
And I like it's William. So I'm like, "Well, what did you say?" It's like
It's not worth the fight.
that's
Yeah.
that's like did you put her outside like the cat in the Flintstones? No, I get it because the cat jumps through the window and puts you out.
Yeah.
Right. But again, there's a part of me where did you yard sale that? Did you start throwing
No,
like
of course he didn't.
no?
Dude.
But that's the thing is the reason that people believe that this happens. You and I both know, statistically speaking, you had
Very rare.
way better chance of getting kidnapped in 1975.
In 1970, yeah, probably.
You did.
Yeah, but maybe like not kidnapped and murdered. You know,
Right. Right.
you get dropped off later and say, "Well, don't tell your dad." You know, wait a minute, don't you live down the street? No.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like the instances of kidnapping in particular. So the kidnapping statistics are almost 100% bullshit because like getting kidnapped by a rando pedo stranger is so rare.
I mean, yeah,
But your kidnap statistics, almost all of it is like somebody fleeing a court order.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yep.
almost 99% of it. It's like, in almost all those cases, you know your kidnapper, blah, blah, blah.
It's
There's,
parental.
there's
Yeah,
parental or some kind of
relative.
like relative
Yeah,
tie, something like that, whatever. And so it's kind of like, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's a horror of it actually happening that, freaks people out, which is legit. But
I get it.
it does lead you to some pretty irrational like thoughts and concerns about things like school safety in particular. I mean, schools are way more safe now than they were 25
A
years
hundred
ago.
times over.
Oh,
A
dude, they
hundred
all have
times over.
SROs. I mean, like even my daughter's middle school had armed guards. These guys are all ex-military. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So and then
you don't
now
understand, guys.
she's at the high school and has multiple cops.
Yeah,
So and it's just like okay, you know. And I mean, on top of that, the kids aren't like we were. They will absolutely think you out if if they think
it's
you're up to
true.
something.
Yeah.
They will absolutely
Unapologetically, yeah,
unapologetically
yeah.
think you out. You know?
Because I remember there were instances, and again, this is people are going to be like, this happened. It's like, yes, there were instances where I remember it wasn't even an expulsion. I remember there was an incident where a guy caught a couple of suspension days because it was, look, I know you have a gun in the car, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
But it was again, you go back there and you see it's gun, but also like two bags of like hunting shit,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And he's like, look, me and my dad, we did this. I forgot to take this out of the truck, and I don't think you'd get that same treatment
You
now.
get expelled.
I believe so,
Yeah, you get expelled and you get confined to D11 Gitmo for a while.
and I don't know if I'd feel
So
badly about that. I just sort of,
so
rules
when
are rules.
I
You remember this, yeah?
well, I remember the one in the car, but I also remember, and this might have been my first year there, high school. Someone did have a pistol in his locker, so that
Yes,
guy
yeah,
got expelled. So, but that was gang related. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so he was part of the Mexican mafia, so or whatever it was. And so I remember that. I remember a kid getting suspended later for having a butterfly knife. So
Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, that wasn't something that you would think out. All right. So,
right.
right. It'd just be like, well, not my business.
Because what would happen is, so I remember back in the day, it wasn't just like the GI Joe PSAs. They used to have these other little sort of play acted things that would go on between the commercials. And I remember there was one where there were two boys, and like one boy reaches underneath the mattress and he pulls out a ninja star. Is any of this ringing a bell? And he's
No.
specifically saying, he's like, it wasn't just that he had this. He said like, I'm gonna hurt John Simpson with this,
Yeah.
right?
I'm going to get that mean old Johnny Simpson.
Like first and last name.
Yeah.
And the whole point of the video was to say it's okay to tell parents.
Yeah. Yeah. If your buddy's going to ninja stop somebody.
I'm not. This is
No, no, no.
straight
I
up
remember that.
like. And at the time, it seemed so. And again, that same thing goes with if a person had a butterfly knife, you'd be like, cool, can I watch you do that? Like, it took a while to do this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If the person said, I'm going to stab up John Simpson with this, you might.
I think at that point in time, you'd have to be really careful who you told that to. So,
Well, because there's that point, it's like, well, if I knew, and look, I don't even like John. I'm not even going to pretend. But I don't want his guts exposed to fresh air.
exactly. I want you to aerate him.
Like I don't think I'd feel okay having that on my conscience. Because here's the thing, I knew, like, just again, one class above mine, like, and I'm not talking just like 1 year, but like one like slight generation above mine. It's like, how'd you get that one? Knife fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With who?
my
Another junior.
yeah, my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, well, all right. So again, this is where that denominator thing comes in. It's like, well, there were less of you, and there was more violence. So, all things considered,
Mhm.
yeah, we live in a safer time
Way
period.
better.
And on
Yeah.
top of that, like, so one of the things that would happen, one of the things that would happen in terms of like school violence and stuff are things that happened off campus, right?
Mhm.
And the way that my brother explains it to me, you could probably go this too, is as far as kids skipping classes or anything, I hear it's a police state.
Yeah, but they wouldn't skip classes anyway.
But that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
here is the kind of shit that you would get into by doing that is just something that doesn't happen now.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of differences between school when you and I went there, and
Yeah.
now. Like, quite honestly, I look at some of the curriculum that they dish out to my daughter. It's way more engaging. It's much more, like there's almost nothing that's lecture based. There's no like sit here and watch this video for fucking 45 minutes and do a plan around it. There's none of that shit anymore, man. So, and they're so generous with time in terms of like, oh yeah, you all get a study hall. You get a monitor in your study hall who's going to help you with all your homework. So our goal is to get you out of the door every day where you have all your homework done before you go home. Fucking A, man, that's great. Okay. And so, no, you don't want to skip class. I mean, I'm sure I'm like, school's not for everybody. I get it. But one of the things about like the great evening out of like the school system in some respects is it makes it an okay place. Like, if you're not an Uber nerd, you can still be pretty comfortable here. So
That's a yeah.
and it's not like there's more than enough. There's way more support resources than there used to be, so
Yeah.
they do a better job of actually catching kids before they turn into fucking monsters. Or they channel them to places where they can, like, okay, so you're going to be in the Gitmo school for a while.
Right.
You want to get out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there's one door in and one door out. Yeah. So, and then like this, it's just a different mentality. And then on top of that, all the kids who are in the schools today went through fucking COVID and they hated it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they absolutely hated it. You know. Fortunately, we're at the point in time where like the kids who are like in their senior year, okay, or their freshman year of college, they're worked through the system now. Because those would be the two that would really miss me.
Yeah, because those are the ones that'll tell you it's
Or your
so
junior year.
we had a virtual graduation.
Oh man, I've had students who had that. I'm like, I am so sorry. Make sure that you go to the big one, So I
Yeah.
will give you a hug there when I see you there.
It's like
So
how did you flip the tassel? It's like, well, you press the raise hand button.
yeah, see, that's awful, man. And so yeah, there's a little bit of like, well, fuck that. I don't want school to be like that, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
So but yes, the other thing is they basically lock you in the building now,
Yeah.
and that's because honestly because of Columbine, man. So they don't want kids coming and going all hours of the day.
Yeah.
So like my daughter, she's got 2 days where she can go in a little bit late. There's one entrance she can go in. So it is heavily monitored. You get checked in. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
get
true. It's
buzzed
like,
through the. So I don't know.
right?
No, they don't do
You have
that. But
documentation?
she does have to go in a specific entrance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, so here's one again. I go there all the time,
Hmm.
right? That's the park where I take my dog. We all went to the school,
Hmm.
right? Now, I can remember the security things, quote unquote, that went up there in stages. So when I was there, when I was attending classes there was this fence. There was a fence that went around basically the front half of this area. And this fence had two open sections so kids could go through
Yep.
them, right? Now, I will say this, those are now closed.
Yeah, they
Right?
are.
And they're closed as of about 2 years ago.
Yeah, and you can't park over there no more. So yep.
Well, and this is well, you can. I mean, they have spots, but it's not. But that's the thing is, it didn't have the second fence. It did like all
Yeah.
these other things where I'm like, man, if at any point somebody really this whole open field
Yeah.
where and the thing was completely unfenced, all the kids would go out there to
Yep.
recess, and this completely open area where
Oh, you're talking about that school up here.
yes,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, and if at some point somebody did want to snatch these kids, it would be the easiest thing in the planet to do. Easiest thing.
Yeah.
No, because like again, if you go out there on those recess days, all the kids are on the grass,
Yeah.
right? There was nothing over there stopping you from
Oh,
getting
you mean
into them.
back in the day? Yeah.
Yes,
No, yeah,
yeah.
you're totally right. Yeah.
So they put up things here that have make it much more difficult.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I'm like, that's not really a big deal. It
No,
seemed
it's not a big
it's
deal,
like
man.
it seemed a little bit weird at the time,
Yeah.
but it's really not
Not
that
a big deal.
inconvenient.
Yeah.
Right? They did one of the things that they did is this is recent as of this year is they finally fenced off the kindergarten area.
Oh, okay.
So you do have to go through a lock gate to get in there.
Hmm.
Up until like 35 weeks ago, right? You could
You just walk into
just
it.
walk
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I mean, yeah, that just goes to the point that it's really hard to do that now.
And that's fine. Again,
Yeah.
I don't. So there is a part of me where, again, there are guys that used to, again, I love hearing some stories about dudes who, like, where they guys that, like, lived in New Jersey, and they'd be able to tell us, like, yeah, actually, so here's what happened is we decided we skipped one day, we took this all the way over to Manhattan, we saw this movie, and saw
Yeah.
that stuff, got back before the end of the day. There's a part of me that says, I love that kind of stuff. There's a part of that thing I always joke about is get into and out of trouble before the end of the day. Don't let mom know. There's something about that
Yeah.
feels, I don't know, like good or right, but there's just something to it where it's like that's part of the growth process. That's how you learn what you're capable of. That's how you learn what other kids are capable of. That's where, the same kind of like don't freak about certain kind of stuff. It's like because I was a kid too. I did
Yeah.
shit like this. Again, it's sort of like how dare you play with fireworks, and you have to go back to this memory of like, well, if I want to hit the bee's hive, I have to let the wick go down to like just before it's down there.
Yeah,
And
I
then
gotta
throw it.
hook this thing fast.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a component of if they don't do it, you don't. You know what I mean?
I guess, man, but they do things that are different than what we did.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah. It's
fine.
just
They got
yeah,
their own things. We had our own things, man. I mean,
yeah.
I know my dad didn't do it that way. So,
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was basically on his own by the time he was 15.
Look,
So,
that's an adventure in and of
yeah,
itself.
it is, but I mean, like he would do things that wouldn't even occur to me as a kid. He used to fucking hop freight trains and go camping for 3 days. You
You
know?
did what?
What's it? Yeah, I know. It's like, what? How?
Really easy. The first time's hard.
Yeah, you know. And so it just changes, man. But then there's a lot of things in my childhood that I got to do that he would never have been able to do. So, just because of where he was and the neighborhood and
Right,
stuff like that,
right.
there's a lot of trauma that he grew up with that I didn't have to deal with. And there was a lot
Yeah,
of challenges that I grew up with that he didn't have to deal with. My
yeah.
daughter's the same way, man. And so, I mean, the thing is like, even though the like circumstances are a little bit different, and maybe she doesn't want to skip school and go play hooky and, get into some trouble and get away with it, ha ha ha. I mean, she still does that. It's not like she just does it in a different way, man. And I mean, a lot of that, to be fair, is done online now, where the
Oh,
kids
that's
disappear into
true.
the ether.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck, turn the light on. Maybe they'll come back at the end of the
All
day,
right.
but they're good at
Okay.
navigating it, man. I mean, that's the thing is I don't really worry about, my daughter anymore after I've gone through her search history a few times. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, when that, no, you don't belong over there, kind of thing and stuff like that.
Have you
And
had to talk about it?
a little bit here and there, but most of it has to do with the fact that once she got her phone, she started getting all kinds of messages and shit like that and blah blah blah. But here's the thing: is she has no social media. She has no desire to have any. So her friends have tried to get her to get into Instagram. She's like, no. It's like you can call me, and it's like, wow, you radical. But that's where they're going, man. So like, even my students, none of them have
Oh
any
God.
social media. except for Instagram. I mean, I talk about what's going on Twitter, and they look at like I'm fucking 80 years old. So, and I mean, I've pulled the usage stats on Twitter, and it says that it's a young audience. I don't know where the fuck they are. I haven't met too many people who are younger than me who are dinking around on fucking Twitter. So
Look, the stats say that,
I
right?
don't buy them.
I
There's something about that I'm just not buying what they're selling, man. So either that, or there's a whole bunch of people that signed up with their accounts and they said, "Yeah, I'm 18 or over."
well, that would mean they're young. That would mean that they are very young.
Yeah, but X doesn't verify that.
Only if so. The only time that you have to verify that is if you verify, right?
Right, but they don't just pull the just verified usage statistics. They don't
Well,
post those.
well, of course not,
Yeah.
because on top of that, the
It's
kids aren't
somebody
going to.
from India.
Well, that was genius. You know what? That has settled so many fucking. I got to tell you, that has actually that. If you're talking about what has actually raised the level of discourse, right there is.
Dude, it's like the first reply you see in a lot of the garbage out there is like this you, and it's like Pakistan, huh? This you, Nigeria, this you, fucking like
India,
Indonesia, yeah, all kinds of different.
Well, the funny ones are Canada,
Canada, eh?
Canada.
Canada, yeah. So
what, am I not allowed to have an opinion because I'm from Canada? It's like it counts for 1/5.
right, yeah.
It's like, so tell you what, why don't you worry about Canada, and we'll worry about
We'll
what's
worry
here.
about what, yeah.
When we want to know what a Canadian thinks about it, just stay close.
Yeah, stay close.
Yeah, it'll come. We'll ask you. Yeah. Now, Doubly goes like, no Pakistanis.
I know, man.
Again, it's solved so much of it before it can be a problem. Because the other thing it will show you is if somebody is basically faking the presentation, there is a flag that basically says presenting as USA or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's a moment of come clean, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. So there is supposedly a contingent of people that are young. And again, I don't doubt it. I will say that so Twitter's actually kind of big. Twitter's kind of big,
pretty big
in terms of the Twitter that you and I know is it's not even a big section, but it's a hot section. There's a lot of fucking like yelling and screaming in here, and this is where all the news happens.
Yeah.
Right? But there are subdivisions of this, like you and I don't go to. Like half the shit on there is like makeup. Half the shit on there is
Twitter. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. But I'm talking about like
that stuff.
the side over there. Like the biggest part of it is like Hollywood shit.
Yep. Don't even. Yeah. So the political aspect of Twitter is a slice of Twitter, and Twitter itself is a narrow slice of the country.
Yeah.
So, but it's an active one, so it's kind of fun to watch. I get that.
Yeah, and again,
but I don't take like the things that I hear on Twitter over to the yacht club or down to class or to my buddies. Even like the other ones who we talk politics from time to time, and expect them to be up to speed on that shit.
You know what?
You can't, because they won't do it.
First and foremost, they shouldn't. I'm going to put it this way.
If they want to, sure.
Well, if they want to, but I would also say that even to that point, especially at that age, mentally speaking, you shouldn't. It's too much information that, again, this is the point here is the reason that my brother's stupid ex-wife thinks that everyone is going to kidnap their kids in their neighborhood is because when you see all that information, you think your brain can't distinguish between Detroit and your neighborhood. It all feels
Detroit.
It all feels proximal.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is you feel like, oh, this happened here, right? And that's just absolutely not true. It gives you an unfair perspective of what the world is like. Whereas if you're 20, yeah, you should be looking at the 5 feet around you. You should be like saying like,
oh, I don't know about that, man. I mean, if you want to be involved in it, get involved in it. So, I mean, I don't think you should be excluded from that.
No, not excluded from that. But if you want that, get into it. Don't get dragged. Don't feel like you have to be there. Don't. And if you don't, actually, honestly, it's better for you.
It's fine if you can handle it, but I mean, that's like obviously certain people can't, and they go Luigi Mangione on people. All right. And it's like, all right, dude, come on, man. So why weren't you into girls instead?
Well,
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah. Come on,
you're not
man.
an ugly man. They seem to for you.
Yeah.
Um,
So, what's your major malfunction here, son? You know, but no, I don't think they should be excluded or discouraged in a lot of ways. I just, it's relative because you get as you go through like different parts and different phases in your life, what's going on around you becomes more or less important, at certain times. Okay, and quite
yeah,
honestly, if I'm 22 and I'm in college and I'm into like poli sci or whatever, okay, fine, that's a big deal for me. Fucking dive right in. All right, so that's cool. If I'm 32 and I'm, I've got two little kids at home and stuff, yeah, I don't expect you to pay attention to that shit. Man. I expect you to catch up on your Z's, bro.
well, there's that. You say you're 32, you have two kids. It's like, what are you doing like this? Like, I'm not faulting you, but at 32, you should be at the point where there's always something that needs to be done,
That's my
right?
point. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my point. Yeah. So you're busy, dude. But then like the only other guys that I talk politics with are older than me. So
yeah, yeah,
and they're fine, man. But they're retired or semi-retired or
yeah.
whatever. And it's okay. We'll talk with you, man, about this. And I'm up to speed on this, and this, and obviously I can tell pretty quick when somebody is or isn't. And that's because like I mean. I put you in the 99th percentile in terms of like knowing what's going on at any given point in time. I mean, I'm probably in the 94.
You're up there. I mean,
I'm up there, man. But I mean, so I don't check it every day. And the other thing is like I mean, I pick my battles.
this is true. Yeah,
I do pick my
yeah.
battles and the things that I actually like to tailgate. Because you can't do it all, man. You can't do it. You can do it all, but you can't do it all well. So it's hard to be really well informed on a lot of things.
It's funny you say that. I watched. You probably know who this is. It's she lectures a lot, especially because I think she's from like the Naval Academy or something like that. Sarah Payne.
Oh, she's great,
Okay, so
dude. I followed her for years.
okay,
Man. I've got one of her books.
okay. So one of the things that I really like about because I've known about her for some time, but not as long as you. But one thing I really love about her is that at places when they're asking her questions about stuff, she's the first one to say, "I don't know
Yeah,
about
I don't
that."
know
It's
about
like
that.
this is my field of expert. You want to ask this person who's
Yeah,
done all this here. Like I can give you like a crap answer. And
yeah,
here's the thing: is even a lot of the experts that they'll pull on the shows, they will have a very strong "this is what it was" opinion when it's outside of their realm. And the fact that she just humbly, she's like, "Oh,
she's one of
oh,
the few people who does that.
absolutely amazing."
So,
I didn't realize how much I appreciated
oh
that.
no, she's fantastic. She
Yeah,
does. She's been on what's that guy? It's Dwarkish Patel.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's pretty cool. I mean, he interviews a lot of tech guys, and sometimes I watch those. But so it was her. But then I found her a few years ago because she has a series of lectures from the Naval War College that were on YouTube. And they just don't have that many views, but I mean that's kind of my line. So I ran into it. I was like, "Who's this chick?"
Well, she's old. She's not.
No, she ain't that old, man. But
Well, no, but you're like, yeah, but she's not. She's not talking about World War II like as a 20-something makeup girl,
no, 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 no,
right?
no. We're not doing the anime Panzer thing. Yeah, but no, she's great because she'll say like, yes, this is something I know a lot about, and she'll also tell people when they're wrong. So
I
she did that
noticed.
to
Yeah,
Dwarkish a couple times. He's like, yeah, you need to read some more, dude. It's like history doesn't work like that. It's not like a recipe. So yeah,
you're right. That was what she's like. What did you say? It's
yeah.
like, are are you saying that you would actually like the thing that went wrong is that
Hitler
they
didn't
didn't
lose.
make
Yeah,
concessions?
yeah. He was trying to argue that well, World War II didn't have to happen, kind of
You
thing.
must have seen the same one I have.
Oh
Okay,
fuck yeah,
because yeah,
yeah,
that
Yeah, it's like, is there any way that we could have defeated communism and not defeated Nazism? Did we pick the wrong side? It's like, no. It's like, you might not like communists, but they're not trying to eliminate, know, entire races of people so that they can take their land.
That's right. There was a part of that where it's like, well, because the real thing was like if this hadn't happened over there, um, the states would have been in there dealing like the real
Mhm.
enemy was Germany. She's like, what?
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah,
we don't enter the war unless this
yeah,
happens.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he was like, oh well, it's just a question.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Look, he's okay
he's
because
fine.
his job is basically to ask questions that actually, again, they're not dog shit questions. They're
No,
not.
he asks very good questions.
They're not fucking. Let me just. It's sort of. It's not. Tell me about your book. It's not. It's not that kind
He
of thing.
doesn't
It's.
do
It's.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many podcasts and hosts do that. That just drives me nuts, man. But she's good whenever she pops up. And then, so he interviewed another guy called, his name is Stephen Kotkin. He's an expert on Russia. He's fantastic. So he talks like Joe Pesci. So
That guy's done the circuit a little bit, hasn't
he
he?
does the circuit. He's highly requested, but he's an actual bona fide academic. That's his primary thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so he'll
That
show up
name
every
sounds
now and
really
then.
familiar.
Yeah, but he did one of with Dwarkish, and he started calling him DK,
Any particular reason?
just because he could. He's a little guy who gives no fucks, you can tell, but he does the same thing. He'll lay it out. He's like, no, 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 you have to understand, this is bad. so, so, yeah,
No, there's a version where it's like, I don't know that. Nobody knows that.
yeah,
Um, Nobody could possibly know that.
yeah. He'll do that with Putin. He's like, I can't read his mind. Nobody can. So, and he's just like, yeah, I mean, he's going to do what he's going to do. And the only thing that we can do is either be ready of it or take pieces off the board of the table so that he can't play them. So, he's like, those are our decisions. He's going to make his decisions.
Putin said one of the funniest things in the past like 2 days.
What did he say?
He was talking about Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
I don't know who or how they framed this question to him, but it was basically his answer was, I have nothing to fear from Great Britain. They can't. His answer was, they can't handle small rubber boats.
he's right.
Well, so here's the problem: is they can handle small rubber boats.
They choose not
They
to.
don't.
They don't.
Yes, that is correct, and that is. I'm sorry, man. This is going to be Europe's next big conflict. Is like you cannot put so much of one group in there. So you and I both know this when it comes to like immigration, mass immigration, this kind of stuff
Mm-hmm.
is so it happens in one of two ways. It drips in, and what happens there is people's like, oh, okay, well, in order to do this, I have to learn the language. I'm going to show them how to make noodles. They're going to show me how to make this whatever casserole shit. That's gonna. So I'm presuming that you moved
England has the
into.
best food ever. Yeah.
I'm
Name a country that has better food than England. I saw that one.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is it? But anyway.
Yeah. It was pretty too. It's like 7-Eleven has better food. It's like, um,
Well, the funny one that I saw was the one where the Animaniacs responded with their song. They go through all 132 countries. Anyway.
but yeah, but what you cannot do, the problem here is like when you bring in too much of one group in one area, and again, this is what they're having trouble with in Little
Mm.
Somalia right now is if you bring in too many at one point in one group, they don't learn the language. They do, and when they pulled up, they say, "What are the statistics on this place?" It's like 42% of them are on assistance.
Yeah,
Right?
I know. I saw that in Minnesota, in particular, Minneapolis, and then Dearborn, Michigan, where they were doing the call to prayer at 6 a.m. every day.
I cannot
So,
tell you how much that would piss me
oh,
off.
I'd move. I'd be like, you can fucking have it.
Well,
You know?
okay, see, the problem here is,
So,
I think I'd have to do that eventually because they'd kill me. But I was like, okay, well, what would happen? I guarantee it. Like, I already discussed this. I asked Rock. I was like, all right, so if that happens at this point and it happens at these hours, right? Is there any version of this where I can go out there with my speaker car and whenever that starts, basically play Van Halen at the same decibel rate to basically drown it out? And the way that he phrased it is like, listen, what they're doing is illegal, right? Because ultimately
can
here,
be.
well, the thing is, it has to do with decibel level, right?
Yeah.
So if you play this at the exact same decibel level, there's a chance that you would be in trouble, even though they're doing the same thing as that. But I could do this. It's like there's no law that says that you can't. But that's the thing is,
Well, depend. I mean, the only thing that I could see on that is you actually have noise ordinances at a certain time, but that's going to
but
be
that would be
that's going to be that's going to be municipality by municipality.
exactly,
So yeah,
exactly. So the thing is, if I did that for 2 days, I'd get my ass kicked,
you might,
and
or
then
you
I'd
might
have to
recruit
move.
a lot of fucking allies too.
This
You
is
never
also
know.
true. Yes,
And then we're gonna play like bottles and chains, baby. You know?
but that's the thing. Yeah, if you don't drip that in, then what you have is communities that don't learn the language, they don't learn the culture, and you basically have to look. You come from education, I come from
Mhm.
education. I know how fucking expensive it is to have students in the system that don't speak English.
It's way expensive.
You have to accommodate it.
Yeah, you do.
And so even to the point where, in the district it was like,
But the kids will learn it. The kids will learn it. See, that's the thing is, it's like any kind of like cultural like cluster like that. It's like basically an ice cube in the sun. So, I mean, it takes a generation, but, like, I mean, we've seen that in so many communities across, Colorado here in particular, like
the Koreans.
the Koreans, the Filipinos, all the Mexicans,
Yeah.
like they all, like, you see one generation of kids, it's like, oh, y'all are Americans. You know?
Yeah, but
So,
okay.
I mean, I have so many students who are of Hispanic descent, they don't speak Spanish. None of them speak Spanish. I mean, one or two of them kind of do, but
Like
none of them do.
you'll have one that works in their mom's restaurant that
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Or like they learn from their grandparents,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But, I mean, I have meetings with like some of the Latino groups and stuff like that. Surprisingly, few of them speak Spanish,
Well, it's funny
which is
is
fine.
a lot of them don't speak Spanish, but they will say like, "Do you speak Spanish?" It's like, "No, but I know how to pronounce arroz con pez."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so let me ask you this because this was stuff that your dad could probably testify to was like in New York at that time. There were very like sectioned off areas,
Yeah, but they always changed. See,
and that's what I'm
New
curious
York's
about.
always
Yeah.
been a wash machine. And
Yeah.
so, like, I remember when my dad took me to his old neighborhood. This was probably the late '90s.
Yeah.
It had by the time he had left there in the early '60s. Since then, it had changed ethnicities like four fucking times.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, and that's because like New York is, and I did go pull this. New York is, and consistently is about 1/3 foreign born. It is the only city in the United States that's like that. It's consistently about 1/3 foreign born.
So is it right now? So okay. So the Mamdani thing is it that when it comes to who's foreign born right now, it just happens to be this group.
Yeah, I guess so.
That
Yeah,
would make sense.
yeah, I guess
Okay.
so, man.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. I guess that I mean that does make sense. You're right, and I get. I didn't know it was. I knew it was a lot.
It
I
was
didn't
it was
know.
more than I thought it was. Yeah, but that is not a new thing either. That's like basically like
Like 1918.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Since the war,
it's like you don't
the first
understand.
one, the one against the bow.
It's time that we talk about what defines a power step.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Because I'm sorry, man. It's like I got a lot of data points here. I feel comfortable drawing a line.
Yeah,
I think it'll be
I
okay.
think it'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, so that makes sense. Is if it's just, I feel like the places that like that stretch out from there. I feel like Dutch Pennsylvania and stuff like this stays that homogeneous for way longer.
Yeah, but
than-
they don't really. I mean, Dutch is just the lineage. They don't really. I mean, none of them speak Dutch. None of
I
them,
think the
yeah,
last of the Dutch speakers went,
long gone, Jeff,
like their
long
treasures
gone.
have been raided.
Yeah,
They're
right, exactly. But I mean, some of that's just like you landed. Okay,
right.
so your grandpa came over. I'm sorry, your great 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 grandpa came over,
Yeah.
got himself like 150 acres of prime Pennsylvania wilderness, and then turned it into I don't know an apple farm or whatever.
Back then too,
It
it's
just
like,
stays in the family, man.
is anybody
So
using this?
right, yeah, exactly.
It's like, do you want it?
Yeah,
It's like,
I'll give you $1 for it.
so Will's like, who owns this? It's like,
Yes, you
uh,
do. Yeah,
God, I guess. I mean, it's like
right.
nobody has any paperwork.
Yeah,
Well, on top of that too, especially if areas where it was, how the story goes, is that whole New England shit and all that other area
yeah.
where the forest is fucking evil. If you,
It will kill you.
it will kill
I
you.
saw the bitch.
That ain't no joke. They're straight up just like the devil lives in
Right.
not the woods, those
Those
woods.
woods, and he's that
I
goat.
seen him.
I seen him.
And there was this thing where a lot of it was, look, if you're willing to shave that, right, like clear off the devil's wood, that land is yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
finders keepers.
It was a different time period. I mean,
It was
it's
different
it's,
time
it's sort of
period,
the
man.
like you and I like.
If you don't die of diphtheria by the time you're 14. So,
There was something that just blew my mind when they were. I don't think it was really in the colonies, but there were places where, in certain times of Europe, in certain places where it's like, how old are you? I don't know.
yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
It's like I just
I've known a
live
couple guys like that. So,
right now.
yeah, no, I've known a couple like at the airport. Ginto was like that. He did not know his actual birthday. So,
Wow.
yeah, so
You just say it's like I feel about it.
that's what he did. Well, when he actually came to the United States. So, he just tacked on 18 years to that. I remember him telling me, I was like, how the fuck do you not know where like how old you are? He's like, dude, I was born in this tiny village in, northern Philippines. And, you know, so just had to make something up when they got inducted into the Philippine Army.
Bro, we again. This is sort of the thing when you catch people talking about like, oh, this horrible place we live, etc. We're not that far off from maybe 2 generations where we knew people who was like, Jeffrey, I don't think you understand how hungry we were.
It's
It's like, what do you mean? It's
it's
just
not a McDonald's ratio. Yeah,
it's what I'm talking about. Is
yeah,
like
yeah.
we're not that far removed from it.
No,
You
we're not.
know, and it's like this is the
Shit, my
most.
grandma lived through the Depression, man. So,
I bet you can tell you some shit.
yeah, yeah. So,
You got to boil it first.
you're right. Yeah, exactly.
I like
With
that.
Magic Floyd, Janet. Silly daddy. All
All
right.
right.
Go Broncos.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Hey, man. Patriots are in the running. So,
Well, they're in the running. They lost today though.
yeah, but they're still number one. So,
Well, behind
next
Denver.
week. Yeah.
Well, behind Denver.
Denver's clinched today. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. You guys will be all right next
Yeah, we'll see.
week. Okay.
Or this could be where they fall off. It's look.
Oh, are
It's
they playing KC next week?
oh, that's.
Yeah.
They could be, but ultimately here, look, I can't be mad because they delivered way more than was expected
That's true.
this season. So it also, when you can see all the positives, even if you get beat, you're like, yeah, this is a team we can get built on. It's not being helmed by Cam Newton.
That's good.
He was never our answer.
No.
He was never anyone's answer.
No, he still isn't.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's shut it
Yeah,
down.
I'm Pat.
Yeah, I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.
Yep.